Hi, this is Tom Soane, and I just want to talk about how you can overcome the emotion of investing in property and how you can turn emotion into a mathematical calculation. I know it sounds mental, doesn't it? Turn emotion into a mathematical calculation, but it's true. And I really want to share it with you because I don't think that us as human beings are able to do what a lot of people advise you to do and ignore your emotions. You get so many coaches and teachers just saying, don't be emotional. Bollocks. You can't not be emotional. We are an emotional being. We're emotional humans. That's the way we are. We act impulsively and we act spontaneously sometimes, you know. We get sad, we get happy, we get excited, we get miserable, we get bored, we get angry, we get depressed, we get jubilant, we get confident, we get low self-esteem, we get high self-esteem, we're extroverts, we're introverts. By our very essence, we are emotional people. So when people say to you, don't be emotional when buying a property, you can give them a middle finger because that's a load of rubbish. It's just a headline to try and sell you training courses. Anyway, there are some good training courses out there. I'm not saying that training courses are bad. There are some really good trainers out there. But there are some real crappy ones that charge you a load of money to teach you that you need to buy low. All right, great, thanks, there's $2,000. Anyway, so rant over, by the way. So anyway, what was I talking about? I think I was talking about emotion. That's right. So when you feel the emotion of a property, right? And a property is an emotional thing because it's not just about loving a property or hating a property. It's about the excitement of the creation of turning a property into something better or different. The excitement about making money from property, the size, the awe of a property. A house is a big thing. It's the pride in owning a property and being a landlord. And you sort of feel a bit of status, don't you? A bit of ego, a bit of fulfillment if you are the owner of something so big. You feel clever because you've been an investor. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Property is my favorite thing alongside business to do as an activity, you know. And so that's why I think that you can't just get rid of emotion. It's impossible to just get rid of emotion. And so let's turn it into a mathematical calculation. So how do we do that? I would say to you, get excited about the maths. Get sad about the maths. Get depressed about the maths. Get really pissed off about the maths. Get angry. And what do I mean by that? Well, you come across a property, right? You see a property and you want to buy it. Do the maths first. Get excited or sad about the maths, right? Let your emotions see the property as the calculation first, right? We can do the property itself later. But get excited or not about the maths first. Does this return you the yield that you want to achieve? Does it return you a minimum of 12% on your investment? If the answer is no, move on. Don't even go and view it. If the answer is yes, go and view it, go and see it, make an offer, get excited about it, and then your calculation can be completed when you go and see it. If you go and see it, right, knowing that the calculation is spot on, then you can go and see it and get in love with this property. Fall in love with it, dream about what you're going to do to it, how it's going to be, what type of tenants you're going to get in there, how you're going to paint it, what floors you're going to do, what type of kitchen you're going to put in, anything like that. Get excited about it then, once the maths works. Because then you've got something to get excited about. Now just imagine the other way around. Let's say you were the sort of person that just went round to a property, loved the property and invested before even doing the calculations. And then later down the line you realise that it's a pretty shitty investment. What do? You could have made more of your investment. So I would urge you to do the maths first, get excited and emotional about the maths, then go and get excited and emotional about the property itself. Do not listen to anybody who tells you to not be emotional. Emotion is arguably the biggest driver of every single human being on the planet. So you cannot turn off your emotion. You cannot be cold to something. But what you can do is learn how to manage your emotion and calculate your emotion to make sure that you're still getting a good return on investment and you're not blinded by your own emotion. So look, that's a fairly generic tip. What I guess I'm trying to say is don't go into a place or don't look at a property and try not to be emotional. I say go into a property and be emotional. Love it, hate it, ridicule it, compliment it, feel proud of it, feel disgusted by it, feel angry about it, feel sad about it, feel depressed about it, feel jubilant about it. That seems to be my word for this episode. Do what you've got to do, but first, only do what you've got to do once you've calculated the actual logical, sensible mathematics. If it returns you the right yield, you can buy it. If it doesn't return you the right yield, you can't. So I hope that helps. As always, I'm still Tom Soane, and this is still the Anonymous Landlord. By the way, before I go, I'm going to try and get this podcast up to 500 episodes by the end of 2020. If I can do that, I will promise you to buy myself a ton of wine and celebrate very, very heavily. But I'd love you to join me. If I hit that 500 podcasts by the end of 2020, then please give me a pat on the back. I need it for my own self-esteem, for my own ego, my own validation, and my own self-confidence to just know that you're with me and that you're proud of me and that you're happy for me. And I'd love it if you can do that with me. So, once again, I'm Tom Soane, and this is the Anonymous Landlord.